Yo, yo, yo. Hey, everybody. This is Kevin Light Up. I wanted to make this video because X28, it's what you need to know if you are in the TitanX ecosystem or curious about the TitanX ecosystem. I spend hours a day looking at all this kind of stuff, looking at all the different, charts, projects, white papers, all that kind of stuff. Working in my head, trying to paint the picture of really what's going on and how everything's working together. And I want to make these videos to share what I'm learning for myself in hopes that it helps you. Keeping in mind that everything I teach here is not financial advice. You're in charge of your own wealth, your own destiny. And I hope what I share with you empowers you to go a little bit deeper and take things to the next level, because you do have the opportunity to create, generational wealth for yourself. And, it's important that you have the tools to empower you to do so. If you like this video, please like, comment, share it out. Let me know that you're here. If you're listening in, that's a big help. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them too. Today, we're going to talk about X28. Unlocking X28, your ultimate guide to winning with TitanX. And so X28 launched about a couple weeks ago, mid-November, and it's setting the stage for this whole new phase of what's coming within the TitanX community. So essentially, it's a really great tool to extend the capability of TitanX and the TitanX ecosystem. So let's get into what that looks like a little bit more. Awesome. So first and foremost, I always like to start at TitanX Hub, created by Mike Dean here, because this is a list of all the projects on here. You'll find X28 is number 7 on the list. These are ranked in order of I believe burning or locking up TitanX token. So as these different protocols lock up TitanX, burn TitanX, this order will change. What you need to do if you are invested in the community, I highly recommend you hop over to Premium and you get yourself a premium account with TitanX Hub. You're going to have a whole lot of charts and data and statistics that help you understand exactly, what these different projects are doing. I hop into my premium plan basically every single day, and I review the projects I'm a part of, and I see, what's happening with each of them. It gives you that edge, that upper level, which is, invaluable. Another really cool thing about premium is TitanX, the whole community is built around, fair crypto, letting everybody have an even playing field. And the premium account, even though it's something like $200 a year, it gives you access to data that you wouldn't have in other communities, right? So it really lets you, make sound decisions based on the information that you're getting from the premium dashboards and that kind of thing. Awesome. So let's look at X28. We're number 7 on the chart. And if you scroll over to the right-hand side, you'll see some project links here. The first one is to the white paper. The next 2 are to socials, Telegram, and X. And then third is to the website, the DApp. Okay. So let's check out let's start by going to the white paper. So the white paper is basically directions or an overview of how the protocol works, right? So make sure that you always read the white papers of anything that you're interested in and rereading it. So here we are on the X28 white paper, and you'll see up at the top, this is built by Jake, the creator of TitanX, and we could toggle here between X28, between the TitanX white paper and the coming Shogun white paper as well. I'm sure any of the projects that Jake builds, he will probably, I would assume, add them here. So that's really cool. Another thing that I like what Jake has done with X28 white paper and Shogun is he's made it a one-page white paper, which is great because really, we want the goods, you know, and we don't want to hunt through it, and we don't want to have to try to, you know, paint that picture for ourselves of how it works. We want to lay it out nice and clear, and these one-page white papers do that for us. All right, so X28, what is it? X28 is created one-to-one using TitanX, and it serves as Omni-chain token for the Build on TitanX ecosystem. So what that means is you can think of X28 as an extension of TitanX, right? X28 could also be considered like TitanX 2.0. Okay, they're essentially the same thing, but it extends the capabilities of what TitanX can do in terms of going omni-chain, right? In terms of taking TitanX to Base or to Arbitrum or other networks, and we'll look at that a little bit more. Okay, so how do you create TitanX, the one-to-one mint? To do that, you hop over to the dApp, x28.win, and you can get there from, of course, the white paper here, and also from TitanX Hub. And from here, you will see that you can convert from a one-to-one ratio. You put in the amount of TitanX that you have, and it gives you the exact same amount of X28 on the other side. Okay, and this conversion is like this forever. It's not going to change. It's not going to go up. It's not going to go down, because the idea is that basically X28 is TitanX. TitanX is X28. We just have that extra feature of going omni-chain, which makes it really powerful. With that said, the prices will fluctuate between the two because they are different tokens, and that creates arbitrage and buying opportunities. So, for instance, you can keep an eye on this number here, this ROI, and right here it's basically zero. But if this ever shows a positive percentage, that's an opportunity for you to mint and make a profit. See here, they're basically the same. Awesome. So that's the first part about it. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. And this is exactly what I was just saying. So it creates one-to-one. So what happens with the TitanX that gets inputted into the mint here? Well, 50% of the TitanX used is burned forever. So it's gone, right? It's absolutely burned forever. That's why that's why X28 is rocketing its way up in the charts to see which one has burned or locked up more, is because 50% that goes in to the mint gets burned forever. The other 50% goes into a buy and burn to buy and burn X28. So if we go here, we go back to the page, we go to the buy and burn, you can see that the buy and burn balance right now is 915 billion TitanX, and this will slowly buy X28 and remove it from the market. So basically, out of everything that comes in, 50% of that TitanX is burned, gone forever, and then 50% of, you could look at it in some ways as 50% of the X28 that's created will also be burned. But that number will fluctuate a little bit based on pricing and based on, the pricing when this buy and burn is called. Right now, the buy and burn is set to use 800 million TitanX every 15 minutes. And there's user rewards. So what you can do is you could come here every 15 minutes. And if you're the lucky one to push this blue button, then you can claim the rewards here. Awesome. Okay, what else do we need to know? So the initial liquidity pair is X28 and TitanX. X28 will have more liquidity pairs as projects are built on top of X28. I believe the first one being Shogun. So we'll have a X28 and Shogun liquidity pair pretty darn soon here. And yeah. So that's essentially the creation of X28 and what happens with the TitanX that comes in. Now let's look at why we're really doing this, right? Why we really want to extend, why we would want to create X28 and what we're going to do with it. Okay, so to do that, let's hop over to bridges. This page is not active yet. However, what you'll be able to do is you will be able to take your X28, and initially we're all on the Ethereum chain right now. And once it gets extended to other networks, you'll be able to choose the network that you want to send your X28 to. And what will happen is this bridge, this is a layer 0 bridge. So from my understanding, if you were to bridge, say, Ethereum to Base, the X28 on the Ethereum side will actually be burned, destroyed, removed, and then recreated in your wallet on the Base side. Okay. And what's great about that is it's not duplicating the supply on the other network. It's removing it and then recreating it on the other side. A lot of other bridges, from my understanding, what they do is they take the tokens on the initial side and they just kind of lock it up somewhere, and then they create a whole new batch of that coin on the other network. Meanwhile, the coins that are locked up on the original side, there's huge attack angles where these bridges can be hacked and then these coins can be extracted, and now you've basically just doubled the supply, and that's not what you want, and that's not what we see here. This is layer 0 bridging, and so the tokens on the first side are burned, removed, gone forever, and then recreated in your wallet on the next side. Another really cool thing about this is so now you have so imagine you did that and you had your coins on Base, right? So now that's its own Base supply. It lives here. And then imagine there's supplies at Arbitron, Optimism, Polygon, all these other ones, BNB, right? And so now what you'll do is you'll have price differences among the different networks, right? Among ETH, among Base, as these coins get used in various ways. And there are price fixing bots, arbitrage bots that work through layer 0 that will look for the price of X28 on these different chains, and it will swap among them, buy and sell through the layer 0, through the networks to balance out that price. So basically, even though we're all on different chains, X28 will constantly be rebalancing in price. So as you see price performance in one network, that price performance is going to filter over and reflect into the other networks, combining it all, which is really, really sweet. Okay. So now let's think about that. Okay. X28 is TitanX 2.0. Okay. So now what we're doing is we are opening the opportunity to take TitanX and the whole ecosystem to other networks. This is major. This is absolutely major. And that's why we have to think about the TitanX protocol as something different than the other protocols that we've seen, right? Because it's a tool that is just creating a whole lot of opportunity for us. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. The first project being built on X28 is, of course, the upcoming Shogun that, I think most of the community is super, super excited about. I'm excited about. I'm not going to get into it too much into this video. But in order to mint Shogun over the 28-day minting or 28-day distribution phase, it's an ongoing auction, but the first 28 days of Shogun is when the distribution phase happens, when the tokens are created. And so to enter the auctions, you need X28. Okay, so I'm expecting to see a whole lot of X28 being minted through the X28 dApp leading up to Shogun, and then all through definitely the first 28 days of Shogun, and then extended out further, which I think is to be a big rocket after the 28 days. I think it's going to continue on. Of course, not financial advice, but we will see what happens. And every single time somebody goes ahead and turns their TitanX into Shogun, they'll be going, or sorry, turns their TitanX into X28. They'll be going through the DApp, and they will be feeding the buy and burn of X28, and 50% of that TitanX will be burned immediately. So that's some really, really cool mechanics that support the whole community. And it just kind of happens knowing that the goal is to get into Shogun, or then to get into other projects, right? Like, this is this step here of doing this transformation is major. And you know what? A lot of people won't even know about this. They'll see, okay, I want to get into this project like Shogun or any other of these upcoming projects that are built on X28, and many of them will go straight to Uniswap or any other swapping platform, and they'll just swap their TitanX over, or they'll swap their ETH over, doing like how, say you go TitanX to, or say you went ETH to X28, and it just kind of does the swaps in the background through the liquidity pools. That's going to happen. A lot of people won't even know about this, and that essentially could push the price up of X28, creating those arbitrage opportunities. So there's a lot of really cool ways that you can look at this. One more thing I'll share with you is at the bottom of this page here, you'll see we got some links. And this first one is for the X28 token. So if I copy this here, if I hop over to Dex Screener, and if I paste it into Dex Screener, you'll see the X28 token here. And that's how you can, one of the ways you can find it real easy. And of course, if you swap it up at the top right, you swap the chart into TitanX. We'll zoom out a little bit and put it on the 4-hour maybe. But basically, you'll see how it stays basically right pegged to TitanX, right? These swings are very, very small. So yeah, awesome. I'm really excited for this. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to following this, to watching along, to keep track of the stats of X28 and all the projects that are built on top. I suggest you do as well. Thanks for listening. I wish you great success in all your endeavors. And till next time, peace.